Today I'm going to help you get better at Rebirth Island, help you get more kills and die a little less, which will obviously raise your KD and help you pick up more wins. Now, we're going to do that by breaking down a recent high kill game that I had, focusing on 4 main things throughout: aim, movement, positioning, and then my gameplay strategy and decision making. Now, starting off here immediately with gameplay strategy, first decision is going to be your drop spot. I love control, but honestly, guys, you can land wherever you feel most comfortable. I do want you to look at these stats though. This is something that I helped build. This is not a paid advertisement. This is top drop locations for Rebirth Island based on kills per game, and we have 70,000 active users using this website here. So prison and control are going to be the obvious hot drops. You know, we see right here really high win percentages and really high kills per game. That's because better players tend to land there. But then we have bioweapons here. You know, 7.7 kills per game. Reason bio is a hot drop is because of the key card in the basement. A lot of teams landing at bio right now trying to get that key card, at which point they can go get specialist. Now, when we look at win percentage here, we see stronghold at 25%. You know, quieter drop, you're able to get off to that good start with loadout and set yourself up for that mid game and end game. But the two that I really want to highlight right here, headquarters and factory. You know, prison, control, bio, definitely your hot drops. Stronghold a little bit quieter. Headquarters and factory here, good all around drops. 20% win rate, you know, 7 kills per game. Just a really good all around drop. Might be hot, might be quiet, might be able to get off to a good start kill wise, might be able to get off to a good start with loadout. So, you know, just something to keep in mind there. I wanted to show you guys these stats right here. Website is in the pinned comment. It's ggs.ai, and we will loop back to it in a little bit here to talk about weapons and stuff. Now, my whole goal is just to try to get a loadout gun. Try to get my SMG in particular as fast as possible, but unfortunately can't do it right here. We grab the Pull'em Yacht. Now, when I grab this Pull'em Yacht, guys, we're going to really go through this game super slow, giving you as much information as possible. My thought is I cannot push in here, right? I can't just push in here. I'm not going to win a gunfight with just the Pull'em Yacht. So I got to kind of play a little bit of positioning here until I get this BP-50. BP-50 is not the best close range, not the best long range, but it's a pretty versatile gun that I can win some gunfights with. So now we can really go push in. We catch this guy right here. Don't believe the bot skin, because you might think that this guy is just going to sit here crawling around in the corner, and what happens? He kind of takes off down the stairs, little slide cancel there, but at this point, I have the advantage. Now, as we push up here and catch enemy number 2, watch the jump to the right. Jump to the right. Boom. See that little jump to the right? Movement is all about taking less damage. So you can really see how fast this happens. One right here, slide forward, I get caught off guard, so we jump to the right there, and then what do we notice? A lot of information on the minimap right here. I can't even make out what exactly this looks like people above, I'm assuming people are on the roof, people on my, I have no idea, so I'm just gonna back off here. I'm just gonna back out of here, and this next situation, a lot of you guys mess up this situation right here, but we'll talk about exactly what you mess up. But I want you to look and see how this plays out and be like, okay, what would I have done, and what would I have done differently, what mistake would I have made? Now, a lot of you guys, what you do right here is when you get shot from this guy, I'm in a pretty tough spot here, but he's technically broken as well. A lot of you guys just lay prone. And what happens when you lay prone is you don't have information. You know, is this guy jumping down? Is this guy just holding up top here? You have no idea because you can't see him. So instead of me just laying prone, and by the way, we don't have audio, so you're never going to hear him pushing if he does. So instead of me just laying prone, I'm just going to quickly peek this. Boom, little peek. That shows me he's right here. And notice this guy does not have enough time to actually shoot me, but I know that he is just holding there. He's just sitting up top. I don't have anything to worry about. Now, if he were to jump down, right, I could buy time by playing this side of the crate, basically keep this barrier between me and him. I could always jump down if I feel like I'm not in a good spot, but that information means, okay, I'm okay for at least right now. Now, let's talk about this scenario. I really want to break down this situation right here. I go to buy my WSP Swarm. Let's break down this fully. So kind of 4 scenarios we're breaking down. You play with a squad and you drop hot. Okay, you play with a squad and you drop quiet. You play solo, meaning like solo duo, solo trio, solo quad, or you're playing with randoms and they don't land with you and you land hot. And then same thing there and you land quiet. Now, most common one right here is going to be the team dynamic. If you are playing as a squad and you drop hot, you need to prioritize loadout, okay? But be quick to buy guns, specifically your SMG. What I mean by that is you're landing in, and if at any point in time you have enough for loadout, we are going to buy loadout. But if your teammate dies, maybe your teammates die a few times, you don't have much cash besides the 2,500, we are going to give this up and we are going to immediately buy our SMG. That's going to allow us to win gunfights within our drop spot. It's going to put us in a good spot to win that early game and pick up a bunch of kills. Now, next up we go here, team dynamic. We drop quiet. This is prioritize loadout and then like quickly, and then we're going to rotate. We need to get in the action. Same thing, solo hot here, guys. We are going straight to buying gun, and we're going to buy the SMG. SMG is going to put us in a really good spot to be able to win those early game fights. And then obviously right here, playing by yourself, landing quiet, same thing, prioritize loadout quickly, and then rotate. But biggest thing is just trying to get those loadout guns as quick as possible. Now, I still don't have enough cash here, but again, I've got this BP50. I'm in a good spot. Let's break this one down as well. Let's talk game sense and gameplay strategy here when it comes to kind of decision making and game IQ. Now, what was the mistake that he made? You know, what should he have done differently here? First of all, kind of head on 50-50. I quickly get the break right there. Now, in this moment, he is literally on the other side of this wall. So he has 3 options here. Technically 4 options. Number 1 is he pushes back through this doorway that he came from. Number 2 is he re-challenges. Number 3 is he pushes through here. And number 4, he pushes out. Now, the re-challenge is probably a little bit aggressive, so we're not going to make that play. I'm guessing that there was probably an enemy back here that he was running from because he was kind of caught off guard by me, that he was running away. So, like, that's not an option. Now, I am going to anticipate that he pushes into here, at which point I am easily able to get the kill, right? Because again, he's going to be caught plating and I'm going to catch him off guard. Now, what ends up happening is, and you're going to see me, I push through here, centering, expecting him to push through, and then when he's not, I catch a glimpse of him right there, leads to a pretty easy kill. Now, next up here, we look at the mini-map, right? Anytime you look at the mini-map, guys, we see ping number 1 right here, ping number 2 right here, but you have to take in all of this information, okay? You can't just worry about the pings. You got to worry about the full picture of what's happening on the mini-map. So I'm going to go ahead and start to work that direction. Use your mini-map as an extension of audio. We hear shooting, we check mini-map, they're above me, so now let's go ahead and work our way inside. We once again see that they're all the way up, and we get a little bit lucky here. Get a little bit lucky slash unlucky. I get that easy kill. This was a loadout crate, so I'm going to go ahead and snag this guy's BP50. Now, I still like the BP50 that I have, but I like his BP50 a little bit better. I've got a little bit more confidence. I know the mobility of that loadout BP50 is really, really good, so that gives us more outplay potential. Once again, still 2 teams here. We're just going to kind of keep clearing and centering through. Centering's a big one right here. Guy outside. Now, in this moment, what's the biggest thing you have to remember? What did I just tell you? Use your minimap as an extension of audio. I'm shooting an unsuppressed weapon, which means the guys above me might check minimap, see that I'm outside, and push me. So I've got to be really careful here. A lot of you probably in this moment go, oh, I have $2,600, right? Let's go ahead. We're going to shoot that guy. We can't quite get the down. Either you push and chase, and then what ends up happening is you die rotating from the team above you, or you go and then sit on loadout or sit on buy station for a second, and you die that way. Because again, the team above you is going to know that you were just shooting an unsuppressed weapon. And you're seeing it right here. This guy ends up pushing down. Now in this moment, we didn't take that much damage, but ready? 3, 2, 1, and all I'm thinking about is breaking that line of sight. We're going to keep talking about this. Just break lines of sight. That's going to allow you to finesse. It's going to buy you time. Only 4 kills thus far. Bunch of people still up top. I love this kill right here. Again, just a little bit of movement, but number one thing, guys, 2 things that'll help you win more gunfights. Number 1, especially in close quarters. Number 1, centering, right? Centering perfectly where I think this guy is going to be. Number 2 is hip firing. Boom. He's broken already. Look how much damage he's done to me. Like nothing, right? So it's tough. It's a little bit uncomfortable. It's something you got to work on. Getting used to pressing the right trigger or right bumper before you press the left. But once you get in the habit, it becomes natural. And it's not something you just do in, you know, with an SMG. It's something that you can do with an AR, with an LMG. Anytime you're in that close quarters, go ahead and take advantage of that. Now, let's talk about loadout here. I've got the MTZ-556 and the WSP9, and I want to go back to GGs.ai, guys, because this is the biggest part of this website that we do. Right here, you're going to see weapons, okay? So everything is algorithm-based. We pull all the data. We do thousands of computations to figure out what the best options are. Long-range aggressive, we have the MTZ-556 right here. That's the build that I'm going to be running, 10 out of 10, best long-range aggressive. We also have a score my build, so you can put your own build in into the algorithm and see exactly how it scores. In this case, a 9.8. I'll show you just as an example here. I'll pull out, say maybe the RAM 9. We see that is just not a good option. This feature right here does cost $9 a month, guys. I know a lot of you are going to be frustrated at that, but we run so many calculations for you guys to be able to give you that feature. It's $9 a month. You can run unlimited calculations, literally as many as you want to. Now, why do I back off in this situation? Okay, I think a lot of you guys commit here. A lot of you commit to this. You see enemy number 1, right? You see enemy number 2, and you say, oh, I've got to get this guy down, right? I don't get off to a good jump, and I know his teammates are close by. If I had hit like all high damage areas here, I'd probably go push that. But hey, let's back off. The most important thing, though, is to reset the fight, okay? I'm going right back up. I'm really going to go ahead and work my way right back up top. And once again, we're going to see this default skin here in a second. By the way, if you are looking to get better at Rebirth, take a second. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. We are on the road to 400,000 subscribers. And why do I make this decision, okay? This goes back to what I will always tell you. When it comes to aim and movement and winning gunfights, the biggest tip that I can give you, especially as you're improving, is just take your ones. Okay, what do we notice? This guy's above, this guy's above. Who's not above? This guy. So in this situation, this enemy that's right here and this enemy right here cannot help this guy as I go challenge. That's exactly the situation that I want. The more we can avoid the 1v2s and 1v3s and 1v4s, the better off we're going to be. And when we give them windows, that's when they're going to stack. So I'm trying to keep the pressure on here as much as I can. Unfortunately, that guy gets away. This guy pushes right to me. There's number 1, and we back off. We don't worry about the thirst. We're just going to challenge right here. Now we push through. Look at both enemies. So watch how we play this. Remember, I told you to break the line of sight. Okay, all I'm thinking about in this moment is break the line of sight, break the line of sight, break the line of sight. Okay, jump down, boom, right? Slide through. I see both. Okay, break the line of sight. Ready? Break the line of sight. Break the line of sight. Right? They're chasing me, break the line of sight, and now my whole goal is to get into here, right? Into here as quick as possible, break the line of sight. They can't see me to the right side, and now I know they're chasing. Now we have the power position here. Now we're in a much better spot because I can basically just play my positioning and wait for them. Yep, and you're going to see a lot of people talk about team stacking. By the way, why do I run right by this guy, and why does he run right by me? Neither of us knew, so I'm just going to keep moving. If he chases me, once again, what do? We just keep breaking lines of sight. And you can see me even start to finesse into this room until I say, hey, okay, you know what? I'm good. Let's go right back in here. And you're going to see all 4 of them down below. You're going to see all 4 of them. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There's 4. Now, I know in this moment that they are pushing. Okay? They are 100% pushing. So watch me break the line of sight again. And we talk about fighting outnumbered guys and breaking lines of sight. Look how much damage I take here. Right? In this situation, and I want you to specifically remember where I killed this guy, okay? We're going to circle back to this here in a minute. But look, this enemy is literally right behind. He's right here. So all I have to do is break this line of sight, and I want you to look at my base health, okay? Watch my base health. This is the importance of putting plates in immediately, okay? A little bit of a dead slide there. Plate goes in. That plate buys me health. It buys me 50 health, right? If I don't have that plate in, and I lost this much health, I'm dead. Well, that allows me to push up top, at which point, what do? And this is smooth, guys. This is clean. Here comes the first enemy. I'm just going to play patient here. There's enemy number 1. Look at the mini-map here. Watch which way he's moving, clearly pushing up the stairs. We challenge around the corner, hip fire before we ADS. Wasn't the prettiest of all time in terms of a 1v1 fight, but we take it. And now what do? We immediately break lines of sight. That's the best line of sight that you could take. So I did not realize that this is another team, I think. I don't even know who this is. I have no idea who this is. It's not anybody flying in. I get caught off guard, but my whole goal, broken line of sight. And what do? We just take the zip. Boom. Quick, up, and now we broke it. Right? So this is where we start to finesse even more. That is a lot of the decision that I'm making when I am finessing teams is, how do we break it? How do we break it? How do we break it? And then, of course, changing that pace, playing a little bit of positioning, trying to catch people off guard, not centering, and then from there, like this, you're going to see me play a little bit of positioning here. My hope is that even if there's 3 enemies or 2 enemies, if I can get one of them to push up the stairs here, actually literally the situation we were just in, I catch one of them pushing up the stairs, that buys me the information where the other 3 enemies are, and then I can make that next decision. Do I need to challenge with momentum to the next 1v1 fight, or do I need to back off because there's still 3 enemies super close together? Minimap is an extension of audio, right? So 2 enemies above me here, we're going to see this guy pushing in right there, and he can't hear me because of this ATV. Yep, I'm going to jump down and get the thirst here. Watch me strafe backwards to cover, right? So even there, and maybe this is one of the biggest things for today, is like breaking lines of sight and like really just the little stuff. Watch how I strafe backwards here, and you can see the bullets, right? I'm strafing backwards. That buys me cover. You can see the bullets right here, how he's not able to hit me. And just like that, by the way, we're up to 12. You know, we're at 12 kills already. We are really, really zooming here. Now, remember I told you to remember this spot. The reason I play this spot right here is because I'm expecting multiple enemies potentially. I don't know how many it's going to be. And if they turn the corner and shoot me, I break the line of sight here. I break the line of sight back behind me just like I did, and then I push up the stairs. But we're going to bait this guy. We're going to bait this guy. We're going to use weapon pings against him because he has no idea that I'm here. I have no idea where those enemies are. Literally none. I hear the cluster mine. Let's go ahead and push up top. I just don't know where these guys are, so I'm just going to keep clearing. We're going to play a little bit patient. Enemy flying in above, so let's go check the rooftop real quick. Let's just see what we can find here. Don't over peek it, but I'm just going to keep moving. Trying to see what I can find here. And what do we get? Guys, do not miss these. I think this is one of the most recognizable shapes in this game. You know, plates, ammo, all that stuff is pretty recognizable, but portable radars are so clear, and they are so valuable. They're so valuable because this is going to give me insight into exactly what's happening. And when we talk about good decision making, Joe, why don't teams stack on you? Joe, how do you keep enemies separated? Joe, why do I get third-partied so much? A lot of times it comes down to information and decision making. Got a bunch around me. But I also notice when we look at the minimap here, there's 2 things that you have to see in this moment. As soon as you throw this portable radar down, it's exactly what I talked about before. Okay, so on my level, right? On my level here, down below me, unsure, but look at this, right? This is interesting. Now we got another team here that we got to worry about, right? They probably landed on loadout. They were probably here before, but you can just keep an eye on those guys, right? So now it's a little bit less clear as to where these enemies are. We're in a little bit of a tough spot here. I'm just trying to find an angle to be able to get it down in a thirst. This is where we play patient, right? This is where we try to play a little bit more patient, and now we're going to buy the MTZ 556, okay? Finally, we're able to get it because I know I'm pushing into a little bit more of a long-range situation. I've got to be able to get downs at like 40 meters here as I third-party these guys that are literally shooting out in the open on the mini-map here. And I'm in a really good spot. By the way, fun fact, did you know that you can chuck C4 this far? If you did not know you could chuck C4 this far, make sure you subscribe. If you did know that you can chuck C4 this far, also subscribe, because I didn't know that. Yeah, look how far I threw that. So when did that become a thing? That's like Warzone 1 for dance C4 right there. How many of you guys remember that? Now, we just make a little bit of a mistake here, guys. One thing I do want to say, we could have easily edited this out. Mistakes are going to happen. You know, you're going to die. Dying's inevitable on this map with how much teams are playing together and how sweaty it can be at times. And, you know, the fact that sometimes you're just going to make the wrong decision. You're going to get caught in a bad spot. Let's talk about the regain as well. You're going to see it right here, guys. I'm going to jump down. I push right back up top, get caught in a little bit of a weird spot here, can't get behind cover. It is what it is. So now what do we do in this moment? First thought is always going to be loadout. But remember, as soon as I fly back in here, you're going to see that there are teams there, right? Like it's pretty obvious immediately there's smoke here. So what do we do? I want you to remember this. I want you to remember this in particular. And if there's a few big things that you could take away from this, like centering, hip fire before you ADS, breaking lines of sight, and biometric scanners. Like, this is such a game changer when it comes to regaining. I hit the biometric scanner. Silver and up gives me my loadout perks, my loadout lethal, and my loadout tactical. Doesn't give me loadout guns, but basically gives me the other dynamic of it. So now when I go over to the buy station and I sell it, and I know a lot of you guys know this already, but what you're going to see is I buy my MTZ, especially with the fire sale here, but I have my perks. I have my lethal and tactical here. I'm going to buy my WSP9 and I'm regained. Like, I'm in a great spot. By the way, on top of regaining because of the fire sale, grab portable radar, grab 2 plates. Like, now we just got to figure out the information. Okay, what do you do in this moment right here? We have a few pieces of information, okay? You have this guy right here who's above you in this tower building. You have this guy over here that's down below you. Now, there's two dynamics to this that I really want to highlight. Number one is if you look at the tower building, okay, this is the tower. Okay, so this guy's above me, but he's not in the tower. He is either on this floor right here or he's on this floor right here, which makes it a little bit easier to challenge. The second thing that you need to pay attention to is going to be this right here. Okay, I want you to remember this Nova 6 team. And actually, little bonus tip, remember teams down here and teams over here. Right? Teams in control, teams living quarters. So we need to remember that information. A huge component of not wasting time and also like different things like preventing third parties and stuff is going to be remembering information. A lot of you guys get stuck wandering here. Unfortunate for this guy, he's going to push out, just kind of chilling right here. We're able to get that down. He also gets shot from control. So, okay, let's go ahead and push control here, right? Let's go ahead and challenge these guys. I know I could take these guys, and then I get absolutely fried. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe we're going to switch this up. Maybe I don't like that team. So where do we go? Let's go to Nova 6, right? I highlighted the ping down there. We recognize that. So, hey, I know there's people over there. Let's go ahead and push that way. Let's go see what we can find over here. I don't know what I'm pushing into, but at this moment, I don't want to push the sweat squad over at control. So we're just going to go ahead and push in. Right here, you know, we see the guy right on this corner. I just need to remember that. All I need to do is get inside here, and then let's rock and roll. Okay, let's rock and roll, and we're going to play a little bit of positioning. Biggest thing is always look for the head glitch, okay? Always look for the head glitch. We're not going to challenge. How many of you guys challenge when you push up here? How many of you guys challenge around either side of this? So you're either going to challenge out here, you know, to the left side here, so you go out the door and you kind of challenge from right here, or you're going to challenge from around this corner, right? I'm going to play up top here. I'm going to play, and I'm going to force them to execute. Literally, all they can see here is my head, so we're going to go ahead and execute. We missed some shots, but there's one. We break this guy. We have a huge advantage, so we're going to go ahead and push here. And this is a tough spot here. I get put in a really bad situation. And sometimes you're just going to have to bail yourself out. You're just going to have to execute. Breaking lines of sight again. Trusting that high alert. Okay? So in this moment here, this is where a lot of times high alert is used for long range situations. And we'll talk about that later on towards endgame where, you know, I'm fighting a team in living, but I'm getting high alerted from prison. Right? So that's definitely where high alert is super beneficial. But especially on Rebirth Island in close quarters, hey, I'm getting high alerted from the left. I know that he can see me. Right here, you know, I'm getting high alerted to my right. I know he can see me. So I'm trusting that high alert in these situations to be able to break this line of sight. That buys me enough time, at which point I reload, and we're going right back up top to our spot here. Now, I know he's over there somewhere. I'm just not 100% sure. Yep, now we're able to get the down. We still have the information right here. One flying in above. So we're going to play this a little bit patient here. We can re-engage immediately with the MTZ. MTZ is really good, especially for Rebirth in that kind of, not that mid-range, yeah, I would say that mid-range, right? You know, WSP9 is good close range with a little bit of that extended range compared to something like the WSP Swarm. And then, of course, the MTZ 556 all the way around, good at long range, good in mid-range. And now we're in a terrible spot here. I mean, guys shooting us from above. We're high alerted. Respawn is disabled. We're in a terrible spot at the moment. Sometimes you just got to bail yourself out. You just got to have better aim and movement. Now, what do we do in this situation? Do we go for the thirst? Why do we not go for the thirst here? I'm expecting more teammates here. I'm expecting more enemies, right? We have to anticipate teammates being close. So all I'm going to do is try to get out of here as soon as possible. As I'm moving here, trusting that high alert, right? And now I just need to find an angle to get this thirst. He might self-revive, but I'm on a good game here. You know, we're going to be pushing 30 in this situation. We got to get 11 kills here end game. Still worried about this team across here. That's a big down that I have to get at the moment. And now I'm still thinking about this thirst over here. I'm still thinking about this Snoop Dogg skin. He's over there somewhere. Now we see that enemy right there. Little live ping. Live ping tells me exactly where he is. I know he's reviving. Like, I know he's reviving that guy, that Snoop skin, so now we're just going to go ahead. That guy's a bullet, right? That guy has no health. Remember what I talked about with high alert, right? Trusting that high alert. This guy's up top here. Go ahead. One of the biggest things when it comes to getting higher kill games, guys, is going to be those kills out of the sky. Recognizing those, not missing shots, being able to easily get those kills, at which point we can start to... those are just easier kills that you can get. They don't have a ton of health. They can't shoot back. So now 2 enemies down below me. You have a decision at this point. respawn's disabled, okay? So if I were to just sit up here, play my high ground, use the UAV, understand that there's teams up top here and living, or up top here in like headquarters and grandma's, their team living, there's obviously people down below me, that would 100% be the correct decision. I'm going to play this a little bit more aggressive. I'm pushing for the 30 here. I need 8 more kills. There's only 13 people left, although there are buy stations in zone. So we are going to play this a little bit more aggressive, but understand that either decision could be correct. I would definitely recommend you probably slow it down this end game and start to think about the win. And, when we play our positioning, I'll hold this. Just hold that thought. Hold the thought about positioning in terms of end game and stuff. Watch back behind me there. Yeah, he can see me just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, how many of you remember the enemy that's on our level right around the corner here? Because there was still somebody floating around here. Yep. So I went ahead, got gas mask, got self-revive. We're set up for end game. I'm going to go ahead and take this guy out right here. Little bit of anticipation. Not 100% sure where he is. We're just able to win that gunfight with a little bit of strafing. Now, immediately, I need to get back to this rooftop. What do I notice? Everybody is up top. A lot of people up top at Grandma's house. And then, of course, this one team that is over in living quarters. Okay, so I know that when we are playing end game, if we can be in circle with cover, then power position. If you are subscribed, I literally say this in every single breakdown I do. In circle, okay? In circle with cover. You're going to see me have cover here. Yeah, actually, this is a great example, especially with high alert, of trusting it, right? I have cover here. I have cover from the team to my left. I have cover from straight ahead of me. And at this point, I have power position because they all have to rotate into me. So just watch. Yep. Cover. Right? Where can I go if I need to heal up, replay, or reload? Now, let's go ahead and look the left side here. I know that there's this team at living quarters just from previous information. They popped up on about 2 UAVs that I had. So now we still have people straight ahead, trusting that high alert to the left side, trusting that high alert to the right side here. Yep, now we're okay. I'm just going to keep playing this cover here, knowing that all of these people up here, a lot of them are going to be jumping down here in a second. And at that point, it's low risk, high reward. Low risk, high reward. This guy has to push to me. A little bit aggressive for the thirst here. Let's go ahead. We're going to reload. Low risk, high reward. Low risk, high reward. Dead. We'll guy to the left side here. Low risk, high reward. Dead. One straight ahead. Quick reload here. Look at circle pull. Low risk, high reward. Straight ahead. That guy right there. This guy out in the open. Dead. This guy on the stairs, dead. 1v4 situation, 23 kills. Let's go ahead. We're going to use this gas mask to rotate early. Now, here's what I want to tell you guys. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do not win this game. Okay? I'm just going to tell you guys. And I want to specifically pay attention to what they do, because they play this really well. And I also make some mistakes. Number one, in circle with cover, then power position. As I go and push up top, I just get caught in a really bad 1v4 situation. That's really what this comes down to. This 1v4 end game is tough. So I see this enemy rotating here. Now I'm thinking that they are rotating up the hill, which is exactly what they should be doing. I'm rotating early. They're rotating early. We're able to get that down, not quite able to get that thirst. And I notice that this enemy is over here. Now I have one enemy right here, and I have one enemy right here. Okay. What I did not expect was that when I go to push up top here, that 2 enemies are literally right in front of me. And let me just, you cannot see right here at the moment. This second enemy is right here. I did not expect them to be there in the slightest. So this really threw everything off. And I make a few really, really minor mistakes. Now I'm able to get out of this. I'm able to kind of regain a little bit of control in this situation, knowing that they have to rotate in. One of them has to revive. And I'm actually able to get this kill right here. Boom. We're able to get this kill. Perfect. Now we're in a 1v3 situation. I know that 2 of them are still rotating. I know that Devin Booker skin's close by. Mistake number 1, I fall down here. Okay, so I see this guy pushing up. I needed to basically pause on this ledge right here and either play into this window or try to play up top here on the outside. Unfortunately, I fell down. That was mistake number 1, but not a huge one. Let's go ahead and push right back in. I need to basically just keep kind of moving and grooving. Now, if you are the team of 3 in this moment, what is the one thing that you notice? The one thing that you need to notice here is that buy station is in. right? So just like that, guys, I make the mistake of thinking they're going to all be inside of grandma's and hey, let's go play here, right? Let's catch them off guard. They're going to be chasing me. They're going to be playing up top here. You know, they're going to be up here. You know, maybe one of them's right here and I'm going to be able to get a knock. Instead, what ends up happening is they buy back. Okay, so they take this opportunity, buy back just like they should. There's two enemies right there. I get absolutely fried, and now we're in a really tough spot here, especially because if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Take note of this. 7th circle is the last circle. 7th circle, it all collapses. Okay, so zone no longer rotates, it just collapses, meaning now it's just going to keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and I have less room and less room and less room. Honestly, the play that I should have made here was to sort of cop out of this. This is how it ends, and then I'll tell you. I actually kind of keep finessing here for a second, and then I'll show you. I'll kind of talk you through exactly what I should have done. Again, if you watch my streams on YouTube, you know exactly what I should have done here. So unfortunately, this guy, I thought I might have had a chance, and you can see how far this zone pulls here. You can actually see how far this zone pulls. Here's what I should have done. The moment that they bought back and I see these guys on the roof, I basically should have just chalked everything. So I should have just said, I'm committing to the gas play here. In that sense, I have 2 stims, okay? Buy station is still in. I have $6,700. I have a muni box. So the play here for me, 110% should have been up, stim, I'll mark it, stim, keep rotating, right? Muni box down, buy gas mask here, buy muni box here, which buys me enough time. You know, at that point, you can get really creative. We know where zone pulled to, right? So, and this is bad because this isn't the way we should be playing this, but at the end of the day, it like is what it is. I probably could have gotten bottom Nova 6 there to get 2 more stims. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned something. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.